Hello everyone, I am Mellow, and welcome back to Pokemon Legends Arceus. We gotta go report into Commander Guy. Let me guess, your sister slipped away again. Every time I'm in trouble, you turn up just like clockwork. That's right, Wanda's missing again. Please help me find my lost sister. This time she was sent to the Coronet Highlands, but she never returned from that trip. But I've got faith. I know that you and that Ursaluna will be able to track her down for me. Get a whiff of that old kerchief and see if you can find any traces of her, please. Wanda should be somewhere up in the Coronet Highlands, so please find her. Hello? So Warden Melee believes that the frenzies of these Pokemon were some sort of trial set by Almighty Sinnoh. We cannot know if that is the case or not, but it does beg the question, why ever would this Almighty Sinnoh drive the nobles to frenzy? Is it angered by something, or does it seek to drive a wedge between people and Pokemon? Well, far be it from us humans to fathom the thoughts of Pokemon. And what is that space-time rift anyway? What caused it to open? But you must be tired. Go on then to the Wallflower, get some rest while you can. I've instructed Benny to prepare you his finest potato mochi. Dinner's on Kamado tonight, eat your fill. What an enticing aroma, my appetite just went through the roof. Quite a change from the commander's usual preaching about tightening our belts until things grow more stable. Well, I've heard talk that our progress surveying Pokemon has made gathering ingredients a less onerous or at least less dangerous task. It's almost like a fairy tale, isn't it? How you've fallen to us from the sky and gone on to help the people of Hisui so much. Indeed, taking on such perilous duties has earned you a great deal of trust, Mellow. It's like I always say, behavior is a mirror that reflects one's true nature. You let your actions do the speaking for you, Mellow, and the message is clear as day. It doesn't matter one whit where you came from. You're part of the Survey Corps in Jubilife Village now. The next day. Isn't it nice getting up early? Is it? It's not as if getting up early changes. Wow. Is it? It's not as if getting up early changes what you can do with the day. Yes, it does. It opens up possibilities, such as responding to Commander Kamado's invitation today in a timely manner. Well, I got that same invitation, and I had to wake up even earlier than you to run all the way here for it. Come on, no need to grouse so much over a nice little early wake up. Are you coming too? I'm sure we all can guess what the commander wants with us. Yes, do come. Galaxy Hall is quite close anyway. You've now quelled the frenzy of 4 nobles. On to the next one. When word of these frenzies arrived from all over Hisui, I feared what would become of us, but here we are, already preparing to quell the final noble. Yeah, who would have dreamed some stranger who tumbled out of the sky would be our salvation? Life never does stop surprising you. The only lord left to be quelled is Avalugg, which lives in the Alabaster Icelands. He is also the largest of the nobles, according to what Irida told me. Your mission is to quell Avalugg, the final lord, and perhaps in doing so we may trigger some change in the space-time rift as well. Avalugg may be the Pearl Clan's noble, but my clan and the Galaxy team will have to step up to resolve this too, for the sake of a brighter future. And let us all meet in the cold reaches of the Alabaster Icelands. Until then. No matter how many of these frenzied Pokemon you may quell, the fact remains that you are a stranger to our world. No small number of people still regard you with suspicion and distrust. The most you can hope for is to gain the trust of as many as possible, and to do that you must prove yourself through your actions. Yeah. Abra, teleport this Wurmple outside at once. So you're to survey the Alabaster Icelands next. This is the most treacherous climb you'll face in all Hisui. It would not be an exaggeration to say that you might be the only one among the Survey Corps I can task with surveying the Alabaster Icelands. You know your orders. See your mission through. Hey there. Logan, would you do me a quick little favor? Sure. Don't worry, it's very simple. Could you bring me 100 medicinal leeks? 100. These leeks are well known for growing practically all over the region. They're also called Wayfarer's Friends. Knowing you, I bet you could gather 100 of them in your sleep. Once you have 100 you can spare for me, please do bring them on by. So, we're to make for the Alabaster Icelands. I guess so. I see. Of course, I'm all too aware of the injuries done to some of our own good people because of the frenzies of the other nobles. They seemed little choice but to intervene. But this Avalog out in the Alabaster Icelands hasn't harmed a soul as I hear it. Does it really behoove us to go out of our way to subdue him? If Avalog's as great and mighty as they say, he could very well cause avalanches. Avalanches don't require any Pokemon's help. They occur perfectly well on their own, you know. I confess, I still have my doubts whether we should even be getting involved in this case. No damage has been done so far, but if we send Mellow out though, we'll be putting him in danger of real harm. But if the Lord is suffering in his frenzy like people say, then wouldn't it be kinder to quell it? There's simply so much we don't yet understand when it comes to the noble Pokemon. We don't know whether their frenzies truly are causing them to suffer, nor do we know why they enter these states in the first place, or if this is all connected somehow to the space-time rift. What is it, I wonder, that the Commander hopes will come about from our quelling the nobles? Or indeed from surveying any of the Pokemon of this land? What is it he hopes to achieve? I certainly hope so. The goal of my research is to help build a future where everyone gets along with Pokemon. Professor Laventon? Nothing to bother yourselves about. Doubtless I'm just being a silly sausage. You've got a mission to carry on, haven't you, Mellow? But we will support you in it. The best sport I can offer you now is another chance to practice your battle skills. Okay. If you insist. I'm just glad to get the opportunity to battle you. The fact that I've been able to grow so much as a Survey Corps member and work together with Pikachu is due to you joining us. There's something so natural about the sight of you and your Pokemon fighting together. About your mission in the Icelands, well, it will be a challenge. Be careful out there. As for me, I'll set off for the Alabaster Icelands forthwith. See you there, my boy. I'm telling you, Burmy is the Pokemon with the cloak made of leaves. No, Burmy cloaks are made of minerals like sand and rock, I'm quite sure of it. If it ain't covered in trash, it ain't a Burmy. This conversation's getting us nowhere. Are you both sure you've actually seen a Burmy before? It wasn't some other Pokemon? We might ask you the same thing. I've seen Burmy here in Hisui, and I've seen him back in my own region too, and guess what? They're all covered in trash. Oh my, you must have gotten confused somehow, my dear. Please, both of you, we're just repeating the same arguments over and over at this point. You're from the Survey Corps, aren't you? We could figure out which of us is right pretty quick if someone brought us an actual Burmy. Catch one and come show it to us, would you? Yep, this is a Burmy, alright. It's similar, dear, I'll grant you that, but this must be a different species. Yeah, I ain't buying it, this ain't a Burmy. Well, if the real deal can't convince you two, I guess we'll need to look at the fake Burmy too. Could you try to catch both the so-called Burmy that my companions here were talking about? Minerals stuck all over it. I think all mine have leaves. Mellow, at last. Oh, I knew you'd come find me. I got hit with a gust from Honchko that sent me tumbling right down the mountainside. I couldn't climb back up and I couldn't get down either, so I've been stuck. So please get me back on track. You're always around to save me when I need it. If only you were in my corps, Mellow, I'd be so much better off. I'm always here to help. Really, it's such a relief to hear you say that. I'm so glad I can rely on you, Mellow. It's a little embarrassing, I guess, to admit to myself that I need to rely on you. But you know what? I used to think that Sneasler was a mean Pokemon since it looked sly and unsavory, but it helped me out of a real tight spot, so I guess it must be good at heart after all. Whoops. This is the stone portal. I've been told not to let anyone pass. Oh. Very well then. statue of a Pokemon with an air of the divine. Ancient people must have worshipped it. Seems as if there's nothing you can't find. I'm always thanking you, but thanks again. There's simply no doubting your abilities. And I heard from Wanda how you reassured her, telling her your teammates and all. She's even started calling you her savior. Really means a lot to her to be accepted by someone like you, and as her big brother, I appreciate you keeping her safe too, of course. I know that she can be a real scatterbrain, so I'm glad she's got you looking out for her. Seek her out and put your surveying skills to good use by pointing her in the right direction. Again? Oh lord. Yeah, she got lost in the Obsidian Fieldlands, okay. Of course she did. Here's your salt, old man. Alright, let's go check out this new area. Yeah, we'll do that other quest later. We're gonna check out the new area. My word, it's rather chilly here, isn't it? Glad to see you made it safe and sound in any case. Very few venture to these alabaster islands apart from Tal while leading the odd supply corps excursion to gather materials. But the survey corps, of course, must go anywhere the Pokemon are found. From what I gather, Ice Peak Arena, where you'll find Avalugg, is rather far off, I'm afraid. Doubtless, this mission to tackle Avalugg will be another dangerous one. Learn all that you can from Irida and Adamant and try to keep yourself safe. Mellow, brisk out here, isn't it? How aren't you freezing? Freezing, I'm practically sweating. Think this is bad, just wait, this is nothing compared to where we're headed. Can't talk. You know, I'm beginning to think the problem between us isn't a Diamond Clan thing or a Pearl Clan thing. It's just a you and me thing. We'll never see eye to eye on anything, will we? I don't see how we could, as long as you and your clan cling to your vision of an almighty Sinnoh that reigns over time. Forgive my bluntness, but if such a being even does exist, it's certainly not almighty Sinnoh. Yes, believe what you want, just tell us where we need to go. We're headed to see my teacher, and he's only ever found in one place. Which is... You're talking about that Garrick fellow, right? Where do we find him? At Avalugg's legacy, obviously. But where else would a great mass of ice could I have meant? Where else but a great mass of ice could I have meant when I said we'd be headed somewhere even colder? Where else, indeed? Ready to go, Mellow? Sure, stomp off without me. This is why I can't stand people who only care about whether time is passing them by. See what Avalugg's legacy, Mellow. Take care on your way. Came to set up another base camp, but I don't spy Craig from the construction corps. I told him to meet me near the base of the falls here in the Alabaster Icelands, so where is he? He's not the type to usually get lost, so I'm honestly a bit worried. Do me a favor, would you find Craig for me? Is he behind this rock? Well, that wasn't Craig. One of the survey corps, aren't you? Well, this is fortuitous. Have you seen Bryce about? Bryce from the supply corps. He's the one who told me to meet him at the base of the falls, and yet he hasn't shown. Yeah, he's over there. What? You say he's on the other shore across the river? Mm-hmm. I'm glad you came around, or I might have been waiting here till I turned into a block of ice. I'll hurry off to I'll hurry off to find Bryce then so we can get that camp up and running in no time. Even Irida must have her doubts about how best to lead the Pearl Clan. The only ones who may enter Snow Point Temple are those of the Pearl Clan and Sabi of the Diamond Clan for some reason. Why do I owe you for finding Craig for me? Now I can finally get things set up. Here you have it, our newest base camp. Stop by anytime you need. Goodness, I don't know how the Pokemon living in this frigid place find the energy to dash about as they do. Do they have a nice layer of insulating fat, perhaps? There must be some trick to it. So cold I can't even feel my fingers. I can't work like this. I just want to earn my way up through the ranks. But to do that, I've got to at least warm myself up enough to feel my fingers. Think you could bring me a Pokemon that's good at manipulating flames? Then it could keep our fire roaring for us. I'm already feeling much warmer thanks to this Pokemon of yours. Now I can focus on my work. Though now that I'm so warm and comfortable, I seem to find my eyelids drooping. Yeah, no, I wasn't sleeping, I swear. Alright. So we have begun our journey in this new land. Explored a good chunk of the map, I suppose. Got the other camp set up. Let's report our stuff. Alright. I guess it's time to do this. Why, if it isn't Mellow. What a pleasure finding a familiar face, or any face, in this far corner of the Alabaster Icelands. I came to bring Garrick an order of sword caps, and he was more than willing to have a chat about Avalugg. What do you say, interested in a bit of gossip? Sure. And why wouldn't you be? So Avalugg, yes, the fifth of Hisui's nobles. That he is, and you know what? He's an absolute beast. Well, yes, according to what I was told, not only does he barrage you with chunks of ice, he also fires off massive icicles, and he can cause sharp ice crystals to erupt from the ground below you. Doesn't that seem a bit too powerful to take on? What's more, apparently the Avalugg of old could be up to 100 feet tall. Doesn't that seem a bit too big to take on? Oh, you'll be alright. You just have to eat some sword caps and give your training your all. Nothing better for building muscle than that. Onward now, to the arena. Yes, well, I did want to see that Avalugg, but perhaps not at the cost of my life. So I suppose my freezing digits and I will be off. So we are to quell Avalugg as you wished. In the end, the strength of your feelings won out. Or maybe your real strength comes from the way that you walk among both people and Pokemon. Well, I suppose I'd better get to work making some bombs using that eternal ice. I've heard how they are made, and with muscles like mine, it would be only a moment's work. And there you have it. If you truly wish to quell Avalugg, then walk on, the path lies before you. But know that Avalugg will hurl chunks of ice at you without relent. You'll need unrivaled dodging ability. Okay. That's huge. This is not going well. Nope, I dodged into it. I did it. I got the icicle plate. Garrick, sir, you needn't look so downcast. But seeing mighty Avalok quelled and by such a slight child, a child that fell from the very sky, is this Mellow boy some kind of monster in disguise? He is no monster. He's the one who risked his life without a second thought in order to quell our frenzied, suffering nobles. Mellow, Garrick cares for the Pearl Clan with all his heart and believes in Almighty Sinnoh just as deeply. So he has feared more than any of us that getting involved with the Diamond Clan and your Galaxy team could cause our people to flag in their devotion. Flag in their devotion to Almighty Sinnoh. I never heard that one before. But that will change. Irida, I know your fears will change once you see what I've seen. Mellow has much to teach us. He's shown us how we can overcome all manner of strife so long as our Pokemon are with us. He's made me want to help Glaceon realize greater strength as well, and to see my whole world grow broader. It seems you've already changed, Irida. I knew you could pull that off, Mellow. You quelled every last frenzied noble, so is that space-time rift gonna start closing up now or what? There's a little way of knowing for sure, though the rift does seem perhaps a little smaller somehow. Let's hope so anyway. Well, with any luck, things will settle down now. Although even if the rift does start spitting out more of that strange lightning, we should still be alright, as long as we've got Mellow. Indeed, we should be. It's good to have him at our side. You know something, Irida? We may never agree on who's got it right about Almighty Sinnoh, but you Pearl Clan folk aren't all bad in my book. Look who's finally seen reason. Anyway, now that we've called the last noble, I say we pay grim old Commander Kamado a visit and see if he'll finally crack a smile for us. I have a couple of side quests to collect. Oh, this guy? Yeah, we'll do that later. Hey, you're a member of the Galaxy Team Survey Corps, right? I heard you're studying Pokemon and making some kind of book about them. Does that mean you're also studying my dear beloved Bergmite? What? I can't allow that. That means you'll know more about Bergmite than I do, right? I'm absolutely convinced that nobody loves or understands Bergmite more than I do. Once you've completed its entry in your book, come show it to me. As Bergmite's #1 fan in all of Hisui, I'll make sure you haven't missed any details. Okay, weirdo. You managed to quell Lord Avalok. Fantastic stuff. As always, I'm sure the commander is eagerly awaiting your report. To the village. It seems that Chimako has made itself at home under the eaves of one of the village houses. Speak with Ida, an elderly resident of Jubilife, to find out more. Kiika, a security corps fellow from Alola, has several Vulpix, but he calls them Kyo. Track him down and see what his request entails. There are no other requests. Each of the Pokemon nobles became frenzied, and now each of them has been quelled. We still have no explanation for why this calamity befell us, but I'm glad to see it put to an end. And to think peace will be restored to Hisui by the hand of our mysterious Rift-born helper. When tomorrow dawns, it will dawn on a world restored to normalcy. At long last, we will be able to return to our normal lives. Go nourish yourself with the wallflower and allow yourself a good long rest. Don't forget, the Survey Corps work is not over. It does not end until our people can live here in Hisui without fearing the Pokemon around us. Thanks for this nice sizable helping of potato mochi, Benny old chum. Oh, and if there's anything else you'd recommend, by all means bring it out. Having the nobles all quelled puts a grave threat to rest. Now it's time we focused on our survey work, though we still can't let our guard down around regular wild Pokemon, of course. I certainly had my reservations as to whether Avalugg needed quelling, but if it means bringing calm to everyone, then I suppose we did the right thing. Yet someone might have been under attack by some frenzied noble this very moment if Mellow hadn't come falling out of the sky to us. Still wonder though, just what is the space-time rift anyway, and what will make it finally go? Wait, if the rift were to vanish, would that leave Mellow stranded here? I guess so. Well, our little team is certainly very practiced at investigating things by now. We'll look into the matter and find a solution, I have no doubt. And even if we don't, you'll always have a home here in Jubilife Village, Mellow. Now then, tomorrow's soon upon us, and it'll be another hard day at work for the Survey Corps. Don't forget what we've got our sights on, nothing less than a completed Pokedex. That's right, we'll get it done with Mellow in the lead and me as the valiant assistant. Assistant, come now, Akari, don't sell yourself short. You're a full-fledged member of the Survey Corps too. Well, thanks for that, Professor. Then I guess I'd better eat my fill and get plenty of energy for another long day tomorrow. Mellow. Some sort of dreadful energy seems to be pouring from the rift in space-time. Now the entire sky has gone red. I have word from the commander. You're to report to his office at once. The way the sky has changed, it is ominous. Very ominous indeed. What's this about, Commander? You did call us here to discuss the quelling of all the nobles, didn't you? That can wait. There's a more pressing concern here that must be addressed. The first strike of that strange lightning, the one that drove Cleaver into a frenzy, it struck the night that Mellow fell from the sky, did it not? It only seems natural to think that the two events might be linked in some way. Who or what are you really, Mellow? Indeed, you've done all I ordered, but that does not answer the question of who you really are. You came from the rift as did the lightning. You're connected to these frenzies, are you not? Do you think to gain our trust by quelling the frenzies you yourself brought about? And having gained our trust, what then? What is it you're really after here? Hold on, Commander. There's nothing to suggest Mellow's wronged us. Exactly. And besides, do you really think he's got the sort of fearsome power it'd take to make all this happen? Let me ask you in turn, can you prove beyond a doubt that he is free from guilt? This person, this stranger, appeared out of a rift in space-time. Who here can guarantee he is who he says? Who here can guarantee he is to be trusted? But no one can do that. You're asking us to prove a negative. That's what I was thinking. How is anyone supposed to prove the absence of all doubt? Come on, let's be reasonable. What is Mellow supposed to do then? He'll be given the chance to investigate this latest disaster, but not as a member of the Galaxy team. He remains a suspect unless he can clear his name. There are those in our village who cannot trust a stranger like you who fell from the sky, and so I must ask you to leave. You are no longer welcome in the Galaxy team. Consider yourself banished from this village until you can explain why these calamities keep befalling our good people. No, until you restored our world to its rightful state and proven your innocence beyond doubt. Is that clear, Celine? Yes, sir. How can you act so heartless? Don't you believe in Mellow? Do not attempt to intervene on his behalf. I will do what I must as the commander of the Galaxy Expedition Team. But I have not forgotten your deeds, nor the unusual skill you have displayed. That is why I have chosen to let you walk out of here free rather than clap you in chains. You're to be expelled from the village? What? Why? Orders are orders. Let's go. We can take it from here, ma'am. Understood. However, the decision was mine to accept a stranger as a member of the Survey Corps. It is only right that I should personally escort him from the village into the Fieldlands camp. I'll also see him off, as will I, naturally. I'll allow it. Then I'll mark you all down as bound for the Fieldlands camp. Safe travels. Can't believe the boss would do this. You were acting on his own orders when you quelled the frenzied nobles. Quite right. Moreover, even if you did happen to fall from the sky, that hardly gives you the power to turn it red. This is utterly intolerable, and might I add, absurdly unscientific. As a man of science, I must fight such illogical thinking tooth and nail. You must not. You'll only cause Mellow more pain if you are driven out as well for defending him. However, there are others who might offer help. You've been an aid to both the Diamond Clan and the Pearl Clan. Of course, perhaps Adamant or Irida might take you in, though I'm afraid they both already returned to their respective settlements. Perhaps you try to go find Leon first. He's likely to be at Grand Tree Arena. Don't die alone out there, that's an order. I will ensure you have all you need to complete the survey the commander has tasked you with. If I might offer my advice, in this life you'll meet with both admiration and abuse from others. How others choose to view you is a choice only they can make. You cannot make it for them. All that truly matters is that you hold firm to your own values. What of the dream I first shared with you on Prelude Beach to complete the Pokédex? That dream simply won't come true without you. What in the world did you do? Look at the size of that rift. As lightning starts pouring from it, all the Pokemon in Hisui could be thrown into a frenzy. The entire clan is in a panic now. I should have known that the only thing that could come from that rift was disaster. Help? Oh, well, that's not exactly something I can do. It's not that I wouldn't like to help you, but it would put Irida in a difficult position. I truly do wish that I could repay you for quelling Cleaver's frenzy as you did. You must know that, but there's nothing I alone can do for you. Warden Mai might be able to help you, though. She's a caring woman, after all. You'll most likely find Mai at the Warren Bridge. I believe it's a very significant place for her. I'm certain that somewhere in the vastness of Hisui there's a place for you as well. My, what a frightful sky. Such a disturbing sight would be enough to put anyone ill at ease. You don't know what brought this about, do you? Trying to find out. Suppose it was too much to expect you could already have an answer to all this. I heard from our leader what happened. You can't return to that village of yours, can you? But I'm afraid the Diamond Clan cannot be the ones to save you. The Diamond Clan could end up at war with the Galaxy team if things went badly. I think you would regret that as much as anyone. The Great Weirder took a liking to you. I want to offer you my support, but forgive me, I cannot help you in this. Do not abandon hope. Time solves all things. And besides, you seem to have a talent for making your own way in the world. I have no doubt you'll continue to find a path to walk. Strange events seem to follow you wherever you go, don't they? Found you at last, Mellow. I've been looking all over for you, you know. What would I do if I were to lose one of my favorite customers? Don't worry, I've already heard what happened. The good merchant knows well the importance of staying abreast of all the latest news. It seems you're in quite the pinch. No place for you among the Diamond Clan or the Pearl Clan, to say nothing of how poorly the Galaxy team has treated you. But not to worry, there are still corners of the Hisui region where we can stash you away in secret. I know a spot that will be the perfect hideaway. Leave it all up to me. Here we are. I know, it's no palace, but you know the saying about beggars and choosers. Shirking your work to come pester me again. Even beneath the bleeding sky, you never change. Always a pleasure, Mistress Kogita. But I'm afraid I'm not here today to learn more of Hisui's myths and legends. No mistress, thank you, just Kogita. And this is... Why, Mellow is the man of the hour. He's the one who quelled the frenzy of all the Pokemon nobles, believe it or not. Ah, the poor wretch you spoke of, lost in time and space. Dear me, lost one. It seems I'll be able to fulfill my duty at long last, thanks to you. What duty? Indeed, I am to guide you, lost one, for the task of preventing great disaster falls to you. The rift in space-time must be mended, lest time and space themselves be thrown out of balance. But come, you may enter my dear hideaway, there's much to be told. The space-time rift is said to be a portal to innumerable other dimensions. In one such realm, far and farther still from ours, dwells Almighty Sinnoh. The expanse from antiquity to eternity, and the expanse to all sides above and below. Time traces the path we tread from the here and now into the future, while space yawns all-encompassingly, surrounding us in every direction. You see, don't you? The two together, time and space, comprise all creation, the universe. How can one claim that either is greater than the other as those two clans do? Perhaps the truth is clearer to a wanderer such as you, one who has known other ages. Now listen, lost one, here's what you must do. Hisui holds 3 lakes of great importance, Lake Verity, Lake Valor, and Lake Acuity. At each dwells a Pokemon said to embody one aspect of the mind. Complete the trials each will set you, and bear their gifts to the shrouded ruins. There you may receive the red chain. With it perhaps you can bind the world together. Bind the world, you say? You mean it won't close the rift? Kindly spare me your doubts, young man. I know the old words and what they bid us do. How true they are isn't mine to know. And regardless of their truth, I am bound to pass them on. How callous of my ancestors to leave their legends to their children without a thought for the hardship it would cause them. But here we are. You know your duty and you'll do it, won't you? Sure. There is nobility in knowing what must be done and seeing to it. Your ARC phone is beeping. You can see the locations of 3 lakes marked on your ARC phone. Mistress Kogita's got a lovely workbench here, and if you need materials, I'd be glad to help. I'm always happy to do business with you. What about the pastures? Ah yes, it is a problem, isn't it? What shall we do about that indeed? What was that cry? Have we now a lost Pokemon as well as a lost child? Do see to it, please. How could I refuse you, ma'am? Off we go, Mellow. It's an Abra. Hello, it's an Abra. Where did you teleport in from, little fellow? And it's got a letter addressed to you, Mellow. Take a closer look. To Mellow, you may use my Pokemon as a go-between to access the pastures in Jubilife Village. I've also ensured that you'll be able to utilize our base camps without issue. I have every confidence in your ability as an adept Survey Corps member to bring this bizarre situation under control promptly. From Celine. Right on. Good tidings from the letter then? That's right. Now then, so we're to visit 3 lakes. It doesn't sound like an easy task, that's for sure. Sure would be wonderful to have a kind soul that might help us out. Quite the opportunist, aren't you, Volo? Such a consummate guild merchant. I've managed to reassure my people for now. The wardens are keeping a close eye on their nobles too. Seems all's quiet for the moment. And so here we are. But still, we'll never get away with openly aiding you. If we were to undermine the commander's direct orders, relations would grow strained. Long story short, we want to help but without drawing attention, so it'll be just one of us. Me or her, it's up to you, though the answer should be obvious. Choose whose help you want on the path ahead. Oh man, I wonder what this is gonna affect. course you'll choose me. I was the one who got you what you needed when you first set out the Quell Cleaver. You and I made his bombs together. Yeah, just what I would expect of you, Mellow. You made the right choice. You won't regret it. So then the leftover leader will... Leftover? Think again. Mellow trusts me enough to leave the tough job up to me alone. I'll be keeping an eye on the commander so I can let you all know if anything happens. Of course. And the lucky chosen one comes with us to the lakes. We could fill you in on the details as we go. Well, the first task will be to decide which of the Sioux region's 3 Great Lakes to visit first. But yes, we should get moving. I'd rather we walk this road together, but if the commander were to get wind of it, it would only make things worse. I'll meet you at whichever lake we choose. Alright, Irida, you and Mellow. Well, you two do what needs doing. Yep, we are now headed to the lake trials. Next time. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And most importantly, have a great day.